Hey there, hope you're doing well. As you may or may not know, a couple days ago I came back from a little trip to Oregon and we spent a little time in Idaho as well. But we spent about 2 days on the Oregon coast in Cannon Beach, and that was one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life. And it got me to thinking about a couple of things. More specifically, on the flight home, I was thinking about how much I love traveling and how much I love traveling with my camera. There is something that I have experienced traveling that I don't experience anywhere else, I don't experience in any other environment. It brings out a sense of urgency in me and a sense of urgency in my work. Urgency usually comes across as this kind of negative, even like frantic kind of feeling. So more in the sense of every second, every minute in this place is precious, and so I need to use them all well. That's what I mean by a sense of urgency. There's always a picture to take, and I always need to take it because I'm never coming back to this place, or at least not coming back for a long time. And that sense of urgency, I find, has always created great images. The knowledge that you are not gonna be back in this place for, at the very least, quite a while, really pushes me personally to do everything the best I can and to take every picture. I find myself when I'm at home or when I'm in somewhere more familiar, an environment I'm used to, I don't have this sense of urgency. I don't push myself to take the picture. That is a trap I find myself in at home or in a familiar place because I know I can come back. I can point to photos from every trip I've been on that I know I wouldn't have gotten if I were at home. If that same scenario was presented to me at home, I know I wouldn't have taken it. I can point to one of those images from every single trip I've been on in the last 2-3 years. I know those photos because I know that I wouldn't have pushed myself to take it. I would have been like, it'll be all right. I just would have talked myself out of it. I find that I do that often when I'm at home or in a familiar place. I talk myself out of doing the thing that I know I need to do, taking that photo or setting something up a certain way, taking a couple extra minutes to direct somebody. So this sense of urgency that I get when I'm traveling, I'm trying to learn how to keep that with me even when I'm at home and use it in every single shoot. And it's hard. It is not something that is easy to do because pushing yourself every single shoot is something that everyone should be doing, but it's very difficult to do. I find myself going through just kind of taking the pictures I know to take with some of the shoots that I do really frequently. I do a lot of. I find myself just going through the motions, as it were, instead of pushing myself to take it to the next level as best I can every time. Now, you can't do it every single time, but as long as you're shooting for it, you'll hit it more often than not. So I'm trying to learn while I'm traveling, learn what that sense of urgency feels like, learn how I work when I travel so that I can make a habit out of it, so that I can work that same way while I'm at home or somewhere else that I frequent. There's something about traveling, especially as a photographer, that always constantly is reminding you that if you don't take the picture, you're not gonna have the picture. Any little idea you have to act on it now. You've got to do it now, or it may never happen, or not for a long time. And I'm trying to take that same feeling, that same mentality that I get when I'm traveling, and apply that to everyday shoots. The shoots that I do because I have to, and it's my job at the end of the day. Some shoots are just like that. Not every single one is a dream photo shoot and it's the one you've been waiting for your whole life. Not every single one's like that. A lot of them are gonna be shoots you have to do. But that doesn't mean that your work should start suffering because it's not a shoot you necessarily want to do. Carrying that sense of urgency with you into every single shoot is going to make your images better. I can tell you it will, because when I've been in the situation where I'm locked in like that, where I'm taking advantage of every single moment that I can, those are my best shoots. Every single time without fail, those are my absolute best. So it's important to maintain that sense of urgency. Always be reminding yourself that the moment is not gonna happen again. So if you see the moment, take the picture. You can't go back and do it again. Always take the picture. That's something that I am trying to burn into my brain, because I've missed so many photos and so many opportunities when I've been at home because I'm just not locked in, not pushing myself, not wanting to be an inconvenience to somebody or be annoying. But when in reality, I need to push myself. Take those photos, capitalize, make that idea happen. Because if I don't, it's not gonna happen again, even if it's in my own home. I've got to remind myself what my job as a photographer is, and that's to make moments last. That's to make things that help allow us to remember time that has passed already. You can't really do that in the future. You can't put off capturing a moment. It doesn't work like that. So either you take it or you miss it. It depends on how okay you are with missing it. And I find that when I'm at home, when I'm comfortable, I'm much more okay with missing it. And that is a fault. That is not something I should be proud of, and that's not a place I should stay. That makes me a worse photographer if I'm okay with missing the shot. This topic, this idea is something that I think is extremely important just for anyone that creates things and that enjoys it. You're gonna have ideas coming through your head all the time, and you have to do something about those ideas. Whether or not they totally come to fruition and go to 100%, and that's something that you're proud of, whether or not that happens, you've got to do something about those ideas and those sparks of inspiration, because there's a good chance that if you don't, the moment's going to move on. The moment's going to go, and those ideas won't happen anymore or can't happen anymore. I know that's really fairly specific to photography and videography, but I think it's something important for everybody else to hear as well. That maintaining a sense of healthy urgency in your creative outlet is going to be beneficial to your work. I can tell you that for a fact because it is for me. When I'm traveling, I do my best work, and that's a fact. My work reflects that. So, this is a little bit rambly, and I wanted an excuse to show you some of the footage and photos from Oregon because they're beautiful, and I'm very proud of a lot of them. And I'm excited to go back at some point in the future and hopefully take even better photo and video than I did this trip. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it wasn't too rambly. It was sort of a long thought I had on a plane ride, and by nature those may not be the most coherent things, but I think it's important nonetheless, even fragmented as it may be. I hope it was helpful. I hope you enjoyed watching. I appreciate you being here. If you've got any questions, please let me know. I'd love to answer them if I can. I'll catch y'all later.